welcome back. I liked that I left yesterday off with like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do tomorrow because I always have a hard time starting episodes. But now I know how to start. Go. I know what to do. Go. Yeah. I don't care. Okay. So I ended yesterday and I was talking about this book. It's called A Confession by Leo Tolstoy. And it's about his life and struggling with meaning and stuff. So yesterday, I guess I have to kill these guys. It's gonna be a lot of save stating, because this is hard. Okay, but the only bad thing is like I have to kind of repeat what I said yesterday. So Tolstoy's talking about he grows up in these kind of aristocratic writing circles of people and like these super rich, wealthy, educated people. And he's telling us like what he never thought about the meaning of life or whatever before he was like 50 when he's writing this book. But now that he's thinking about like, okay, what was my meaning back then? Like, what was I living for? What did I value? What did we value as a group of smart writer people? And he gives a pretty interesting answer. I think it's down then right. Maybe. Okay, I'm just gonna read what he says. So here's the theory to justify like why all these smart writer people think like they're important and why their life is valuable and why what they're doing is like meaningful. Here's the theory, he says. All that exists is reasonable, and all that exists develops by means of culture, and culture is measured by circulation of books, and we write books, so we are the most important people in the world. So I feel like he's like, well, it's not a bad thought to have, so let's summarize kind of what he's saying. All that exists is reasonable. So I guess these are kind of like the presuppositions of life, kind of. I have to maybe kill this guy. Or maybe not. I don't know. Oh, he's clipping through the right side of the screen. So he's saying like what we're doing is meaningful because we're part of the progress of the culture and the world. Like we're progressing people's minds and helping people to learn and grow and be smarter. You have to kill these guys for sure. We're developing culture. People are reading our books and they're becoming more cultured and smarter, and because we're writing these books. And Tolstoy is one of these people who's like a writer. So he's writing all these books, and he's getting kind of a lot of acclaim for his writing because he's like really smart, and people are like, "Whoa, Tolstoy, you're really smart." So that's a good as thought as any of like what the meaning of life is. If you're like you're contributing. So even like me, I could say, well, like I'm contributing to my family and my culture of my family. So that's why my life is meaningful, even if I'm not writing books. Stupid thing. I thought it was this. I don't know what I'm doing. Just kill me. Alright, I gotta do it again. This would be so hard if I didn't have the save states. It'd take hours to beat this. Crazy. Oh. And they don't give you any hearts, ever. Ah. What? So he kind of goes off from that point, and he says, I don't know, he has two kind of points that I like. I like the second point better, but this is the first thing he says. He's reminded of a time where he went to see like a beheading, and he thought like how this isn't progress. We're not. Sorry, I don't know what's happening. It wouldn't help to kill that guy because he doesn't even give you any hearts. But these guys, no. Wait. Okay, I know what to do. This would be torture if I didn't have the save states. So he goes to see a beheading, and that kind of triggers in his mind like, well, this isn't progress. I'm not contributing to anything helpful. The thought I had related to that was kind of similar to, remember when I talked about the African people who are getting killed? There's like an ethnic cleansing going on in North Africa. And I guess if you're like a person, you're like, oh, we're but it's like less ethnic cleansing than there used to be. If you're like progress is good, which it is, but like progressing to what? Like this stuff is happening still today. It's gonna keep happening forever. People are gonna kill each other and be bad. When you get up to that thing, you get another jewel thing that helps you. So I gotta get there. I'll get there. One point he makes, I think he makes this point. I don't remember exactly, but this is what I got from it, from what he said, which I liked a little bit more. He said something like, the universe is infinite. It's infinite time. It's infinite space. So when we frame things as like, I guess we all kind of have this underlying thought of like, oh, we're all progressing to something, right? Humanity as a whole, and me in general, or me specifically, I'm progressing to something, and humanity, we're all like working towards something. Even if we don't acknowledge it, like, why would I go to my job if I didn't feel like it was working towards something? That's kind of why I do it, because I'm like, well, eventually I'll get money and I can buy a house or whatever, and then I can be happy or something. And collectively, humanity, we're all like working towards like one day where oh, we can all like not have to work so much because we've built robots that can do our jobs or whatever and make our food. Okay, I'm gonna save here. Or wait, I'm gonna go up to the top and then save. I've got some serious post-nasal drip going on, but I'm gonna power through. I don't know why. I've been feeling fine all day. All of a sudden, I've just been feeling it in the back of my throat, like... So, but he kind of says why those two things, what we're working towards, are kind of it's not really built on anything. Like, when it's easier to think like more specifically humanity, as a whole. Or did I just mess it up? No, I'm good. Well, how could we... And if the universe is infinite, how could we really be building towards anything? I think that was the point he was making. Progress in infinity is impossible. Things just can't keep getting better and better and better forever. Eventually bad stuff will happen, and then I always have to press the button twice before it works. Humanity might go extinct or something, and then what was everything that came before it building up to? Nothing, because we're all dead. And then specifically for a person, they die, and then whatever they did kind of transfers onto the people that they affected, but then eventually they die. So nothing you do can really affect anything. This is hard. Okay, well, I did it. Yes, okay, I need that. I thought that was interesting. I just had this thought now, like, well, what if the universe wasn't infinite? Well, I guess that's what kind of Christians believe, and I guess what I'm supposed to believe is the universe isn't infinite, but heaven and God and our souls are infinite. So humans, we are kind of working towards something. We're working towards God and like being closer to God, and that's like our goal, I guess. And then one day Jesus comes back and he takes us to heaven or whatever. And then he blows up the universe, and the universe doesn't exist anymore, and we all just live in heaven forever. But that's still like... Christians still believe in infinity. They believe souls are infinite, and that we'll be in heaven forever. So then what would... This is something that I'm just realizing. Like, I remember... I'll end there, I guess. Yeah. I remember being really young, and this kind of thought keeping me up at night, and kind of being kind of existentially scary to me as like a 10-year-old kid, of my parents telling me, like, when you die, you go to heaven forever. And I remember some nights staying up and being like, forever. And that kind of scared me, like, okay, so you wake up one day and you do something, and then you do it again the next day, and then the next day. But then it's got to end, right? I guess because when you're a kid, you're thinking about, like, school is your frame of reference. So you're like, oh, okay, when I'm done this year, then next year I go to the next grade. And then when I'm super old, so far in the future, I graduate high school, and then you're an adult. And then so there's all these steps. But, like, when you're in heaven, it's just like you're there forever. So, like, 1,000 years, 1,000,000 years, 1,000,000,000 years, 1,000,000,000,000 years. And I remember thinking, like, that's scary. Like, forever. That was scarier to me than dying, actually. And it was, I remember kind of keeping me up at night. Like, I guess at first you think, oh, that's kind of nice. Like, I'm in bed and I'm like, oh, I'm going to be in heaven forever. And then I can't fall asleep, and then I start thinking, wait a minute, forever? That's like forever. So I guess when to link it back to confession, the reason why it scared me is because, like, you're in heaven forever, and it's not doesn't mean anything. You're not working towards anything. You don't have any goals. You're just there for 100 infinity years forever. It doesn't end. That's what Christians believe, right? That's what I am supposed to believe. So that's why Tolstoy's saying, like, the infiniteness of the universe means that a lot of people build meaning on top of progress. Oh, we're working towards something. Even my therapist said this. Maybe I'll talk about this tomorrow. She was like, well, I said, oh, like, life doesn't have any meaning or whatever. And she's like, well, the things you do today affect people tomorrow, and like the generation before affects the next generation. So she's kind of saying what Tolstoy was saying is like progress, like you're affecting the next generation and you want to do it in a positive way because that's progress. Then the next generation affects the next generation, progress. But in an infinite universe, it can't keep progressing forever. It has to, because infinite is forever. It can't keep progressing. I don't know, maybe it's hard for me to, I guess you could think about like, oh, what if we progress and like we're all, but then we progress to what? Like we're all these super heightened individual, like super smart, we have all the knowledge in the universe. Okay, then what? We still have an infinite universe to live in. Then what do we do? So we're always working towards something. I don't know, I guess I'll stop there and then I'll talk more about like talking to my therapist about it, because I did talk to her. But yeah, whatever. At least I got that reading right. See you tomorrow. Bye.